to my YouTube family. Welcome to my space of love, laughter, and a lot of laziness. So, in today's video, we have Mwaba.
Hey guys, I'm also a YouTuber and my channel name is Chit Chat with Mwaba, and yeah,
so if you want to see these looks, please go and do the things that need to be done.
exactly. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Make it happen for us.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will put her link in the description below. And then, so today, I'm starting this new series type of thing. Sofa, I don't know whether to say Samnke's sofa or on the sofa with Sam.
Ooh.
We're still gonna decide on the name.
I'm thinking
on the sofa with Sam.
On the sofa with Sam. That's nice.
Yeah.
Or sofa with Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
just write them down.
Yeah,
I think maybe if you write down, you will come up with,
I'll
something.
decide on something.
Because how did you come up with the lazy natural?
Because I'm a lazy person. And then I've always had this thing of being okay. So with my hair, basically, so the lazy natural came from my hair. I was going on the natural journey, and then how I decide, like, most of my styles that I do are very minimalist. So it's like, and I'm a lazy person, so let's just
merge,
put it together. So that's how
it's quite catchy though.
Yeah, I've never actually said it's why the name.
Really?
Yeah,
that's nice. So special.
So the reason why I want, because on the sofa we will be talking about some heavy stuff. Not heavy, but heavy. Those things that people don't want to talk about, but they are there. For example, as we're talking about social anxiety.
Yes.
How it's there, but people, I don't know whether you don't realize it at the time, because you always say, no, I'm a shy person. I'm a shy person. And in fact, it's social anxiety.
Yeah. And then also sometimes people have this perspective of you because they think you're just you maybe think so much of yourself that you don't want to interact with everyone and stuff like that. But you're just shy or scared or anxious. There's just like so many reasons as to why some people seem unapproachable.
For one, I don't know how to carry conversations. Like, you come up, firstly, I don't know how to go up to people and be like, oh, hi.
I also don't know how to do that.
Like, in my head, I went to you and greeted you. So it's what do I do? Am I gonna seem like I'm gonna get there, say hi, and then what else? How you doing? Okay.
And then the awkward silence, and then you start to think like, why did I even come?
And honestly, it's very scary, because inside there's a lot that's going on in your head, and you just don't know how to approach the other person.
Yeah,
because even in settings where you find that there are a lot of people and you're always the one who doesn't attend, and it's because there's a lot of people.
Yeah. Do you think, sorry to cut you short, do you think being socially awkward, or like anxious and stuff like that, has something to do with people's experiences? Like, is it like you're doing it subconsciously? Like you don't know you're actually feeling that way, or that you're doing what you're doing, but it's maybe like you've created a guard for yourself.
I think it might be creating a guard for yourself because growing up as a child, as like a toddler, you don't really think about, oh, I'm gonna be rejected by this person if I go greet them. You just go there, and then it's. I think as you grow up, it's the experiences, especially when you find that, especially in primary schools, where children would be like, "Nah, we don't want to hang out with you," those kind of things. So I think that over time develops to social anxiety of being rejected by people, or maybe being friends with this person and then they're not seeing your value. That's another thing.
That is also such an important conversation. Have you ever been in a friendship where you just feel like you're the one giving and giving and giving, and then the moment you decide, like, okay, let me just take a few steps back to see if I'm really the one who's just doing everything or it's all in my head, and then you decide to take that step, like, okay, you know what, let me stop, maybe like texting first. Didn't I go 1 month without speaking to a friend of mine because I stopped?
Okay.
I was like, okay, you know what? I've been feeling like this for like months now. Every time before we have a conversation, it's because I start, like, I make the effort. Like, even when I'm tired or whatever, I decide, like, okay, let me text this girl because I mean, she's my friend and I wanted to have a conversation. And then I started to notice, like, this girl doesn't check up on me. What's going on? And then I decided, like, okay, let me try to stop texting and then just see what's going to happen. If 1 week went by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month.
Honestly, like...
What do you even do?
You know, being a clown in a friendship is the worst clownery ever. It's worse than being a clown in a relationship.
Boo with a fool with your friend.
And because I remember in high school, there was a group of us. So I think it was about six or seven. I think it was an odd number of us. And we were all friends. The squad. And then you realize in the squad, obviously there's going to be those pairings.
Yes.
The besties of the squads, you know, the besties. Now I'm thinking, so this is my bestie. You know?
My best friend.
And then I came to realize, no man, here in the squad, there are things that they're benefiting from me. And it's oh, Sam, you know, the teacher, we need to use the classroom, you know, or something.
So what made you realize that you were being, I don't want to say used, but what made you realize that?
What made me realize was, okay, so there was now I'm going to go cooking. Okay. So it was a thing of, let's say, for example, your birthday is coming. Yes, perfect example. Your birthday is coming up, right? And you're my best friend in the group. So obviously you asked me to help you with coming up with the invitation and everything. Now you are handing out the invitations, and it's I don't get one, so I'm like, oh, okay, right? And then wait, the birthday happened, so I don't go because I didn't get an invitation. Then you come to me like, no, but I thought you were gonna come because we were doing it together. And I'm like, yes, I helped you with the invitations, but that doesn't mean I'm automatically invited.
Exactly, like she didn't put it out there.
You know, so I'm like, and then also because back in high school there was couldn't really go out, you know, because I mean,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just thought of an example, and I just want to say it
Yeah.
before I forget. It's like, I move into a new apartment and we go shopping for items in my house, and then I throw a housewarming without telling you, and I'm like, but you were helping me shop for my stuff in the house.
And it's a thing of, oh no, but we were talking about this housewarming. And it's about, yeah, we were talking about it. Doesn't mean I'm invited. Like, I'm the planner.
Shame.
So, yeah.
I get that though, like how you felt.
Yeah, so that was like the decline of my female friendships, basically. That's when it started. And then I changed high schools, and then my other high school, similar something like that happened, basically. But that one was worse.
Pass me my drink.
That one was worse because it was a situation of you.
No, I wish this was mine.
You being my bestie, you know, my best my bosom buddy, and me having this one girl that I don't like because she bullied me, basically. But it was not like physical bullying; it was more emotional, manipulative type of bullying. And I tell you everything. I come to you. I cry to you. We cry together. Months go by. All our besties now. Child.
Yeah. I'm too stunned to speak. No.
And that's when I decided that my best friends are my cousins. True story.
That must have hurt.
It was like a movie. You know how something starts very slowly, and you're looking at it like, nah, you're into now.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Like firstly, you start to see maybe like she took a screenshot of her status and then she posted on hers, and then she's like,
you know,
laughing emojis, and you're like, wait, what? First of all, you can even view her stories.
Wait, you have her number? Wait, you have her number?
Next thing, you start to see similar pictures, because like now you see white tiger on your friend's picture and white tiger on my, same table, same angle, same time, but you can only see hands. You can't really see who the person is with. And you're like, next, what did you see? Groove. Pictures together online.
It was pictures together, and then it was a we are best friends announcement. Not even best friends, like twins. You know that when you become best friends, the point that you are like 20.
People are like,
it got to that point.
Now that is a whole different level of bestie-ship, because that means like you are so bonded, like to the core.
Yeah.
For you to,
and it was me, and I was replaced in that. And it was because it was the thing of we were like sisters almost. And then we were like very important, like seemingly.
Oh, so you thought. Moment of silence.
So I thought, yeah, it's a so
this mind thing, like where you, I really wish we could see or like have an indication of what the other person is thinking, because sometimes we think we're so close to these people, meanwhile they don't consider you
the same way,
like in that regard. I also was in a situation where I felt like I was the person's friend, but they were not my friend, and I thought we were
together forever.
I honestly thought that, and then it just wasn't the case. I was like, oh,
like honestly, I don't like. Firstly, it's a thing.
I want to taste those.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mention what they are for obvious reasons.
They all the see.
People are probably thinking
all
like,
over
"What do
your
you
face.
mean? What do you mean?"
It's gonna be all and they look so yummy.
I don't know which. Oh, this one. I like the corner.
Oh, because it's.
You just hold the side for me. Thank you. It's about to be a mess. Are you good?
Yeah. So it's also like a thing of, I don't know whether a person doesn't really, that thing of considering someone else's feelings.
Yeah.
And putting yourself in their shoes.
Mm.
I don't know whether because I'm an empath that I'm always thinking, what I'm about to do, how would I feel if it was done to me? Basically. So then I'm like, I really wouldn't be happy. What would my reaction be in this situation? And it's,
you know what I have learned, Sammy, is that the way you think is not how other people think.
Can we all have
and that is something that's very difficult to digest, because in your mind, the way your mind is like designed, if I can say, is to think, no, there's no way I would want to hurt someone.
Yep.
So you think other people also think like that, but they don't. Like, it's the sad reality, but just because you think it's not okay for you to do this and this and this and this doesn't mean that the other person also thinks the same. So when you're found in a situation where someone shows you a different light, you're like, huh? How?
How did we get there?
I've never said it. Do you know that video? I never spitted it.
Oh yes, I never spitted it. Because honestly, like I'd really love to get into the mind of. I think also part of the reason why I studied what I studied. And you're eating it so nicely, like there's no mess.
Girl,
no messing up your face.
I've been doing this.
So it's also the thing of, I think the reason why I studied psychology is because I really want to understand what goes on in the minds of people who love inflicting pain on others, or just love seeing people being hurt. Like I feel like there are people who just feed off other people's sadness. Like if you're sad, like, you're sad, and I made you sad. And it's a
like, why? You're doing this for what?
Like what? In your head, you're like, oh yes, it's good to see Sam cry. It's good to see Mwaba cry.
Why? How is that like a normal thing to you? How?
And how did you get to that point? That's another issue.
And do you even know you're at that point?
Maybe.
Because some people don't know that they're mean.
Is it?
Like, they think, okay, have you ever found or met someone who likes to like joke around?
Yeah.
But their jokes are not funny. They're hurtful. But they think they're funny, so they always like to like, oh, you're just saying this because your head is funny. You know, it's like they don't realize, or they don't think before they speak, or they just say whatever comes to their mind, but they don't think that's something that could offend someone. So how do you then deal with such a situation? Because this person doesn't know what they're doing. And then there are people who are just intentionally mean.
Do you think that a person who is mean or who just loves seeing people sad, whatever, that maybe something happened to them? Maybe it's past trauma just
It could be
projecting itself.
That's quite interesting. I think it is though, because experiences do mold you
Mm.
in a
True.
sense. Because I was giving this example to my friend about, like, you know, the stove.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you burn yourself because you touched the stove.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know not to touch the stove. So you have molded your mind to not touch the stove.
Yeah.
It hurts, but obviously you might be close to the stove and stuff like that and accidentally touch it and you feel the pain and stuff like that. But now when it's like you want to intentionally touch the stove, you're gonna stop thinking like, why do I want to touch that? It's gonna burn. So maybe it's the same way, like if you're, which brings us back to like the social anxiety stuff,
Yeah.
whatever. Imagine if you were maybe bullied
Mm-hmm.
in maybe like high school. Now you go to varsity and then there's like a house party and then you remember how people were like so mean to you and how they would bully you. Now that type of setup is like the stove, because now you don't want to touch the plate
Because you're gonna burn.
because you're gonna burn. So now you go to a party or you're invited to a party and you're like,
It's a stove
I can't
situation.
do parties. It's a stove. I can't touch that thing. So experiences do mold people.
It's a
They do, because the mind.
And your mind will forever, because your mind is developing, and whatever that you put into it, it will mold your behavior into. It will become like a coping mechanism.
Yes.
In such situations, and then you find yourself being closed off, and you don't know why. Like at heart, you are extroverted, but physically, mentally, you're just not that kind of person, and then you find yourself having not having a lot of friends because it's a.
That was me for a couple of years, because every year it became like a trend. You know, like I should have a holiday.
Yeah.
Like lose friend day. Every single year I would lose a friend, like before the end of the year. And I was starting to think, am I the problem? But then when I would analyze the situations, I wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
I really wasn't the problem. So because of those experiences that I had with those friends, I started to feel like I don't want to make friends. And I built this like wall of not being like vulnerable with like people, or if like I meet a girl and we have such a great vibe or whatever, I'm gonna think of sabotaging it because I'm like, she's gonna hurt my feelings, she's gonna leave me for someone else.
I'm gonna be replaced.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So for so long I built that wall because I'm like, I don't want to make friends, but I do.
But it's hard.
I do want to make friends, but I'm convincing myself I don't want to make friends because I'm scared. Like that emotional
turmoil.
Yeah, like it's like, am I ready to go through those type of things again? So in the process, I just end up always being by myself or with my partner. But then now your partner can't be your only friend.
You need people to do things with.
Sorry. Every time when I remember something, I just like. So one thing that made me think a lot was when I would see, like on social media, I know social media shouldn't be like the thing that should tell you like, hey, try and do this, because I would see like these girls like going for like trips or like having such a good time, like genuine love amongst the friend groups, because this is something that would happen like over time, like years and months and stuff like that. So okay, if they're faking it, then they're really good at it. But I would see that and I thought to myself, also bridesmaids, and I thought to myself, am I gonna have bridesmaids? No, like seriously, as silly as that may sound, I just thought to myself,
who's gonna go to your baby shower?
Who's gonna surprise me with the baby shower? who is gonna tell like my partner how to like propose to me or something? You know what I mean? Like it was just like a light bulb moment. Like you can't keep on not wanting to make friends because you're so scared, because you're gonna end up alone, and no man is an island. You don't want to be alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I think us humans were made to socialize, because when you
Alone,
it's like you're just keeping everything to yourself. Like sometimes you just want to laugh about something random with someone else
and not your partner all the time.
Yeah.
So what things or steps have you taken in trying to, let's say, kind of make friends or put yourself out there to deal with your social anxiety?
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the question longer. So, what steps have you taken for yourself?
This year, I've been saying this, like I've been saying this for years, like this year's gonna be a great year. But this time, I meant it. And when I decided that this year was going to be a good year, I had to swallow my pride in some certain situations. So I spoke to my cousin about it, and we were talking about like how we're just so tired of having all these like dramatic things in our lives and stuff like that. And then we're like, we need to start like a Bible plan, like sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we chose like a 30-day Bible thing from the internet. And it was like a picture with Bible verses. So day 1, day 2,
I think I did that with my cousin, and then we ended at day 7. But okay.
So what happened was, we're thinking like, okay, so what topic should we try and do? And then my cousin mentioned healing. She mentioned something else. I don't even remember the others. But then what stood out for me was healing. Because we have not healed from so many things that have happened to us in our lives, not even in the friendship group, we tend to deal with situations in a very toxic type of way. So, or like we don't even deal with issues.
We just
and we have so much like pride to even speak to your friend and tell them like, hey, you hurt my feelings. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do healing. So this time it worked out because I was intentional. Like I really wanted to actually go through that. So what I decided to do was write my friends letters. So I was doing that for myself and telling people like, okay, I've decided to go on this path of like healing. So I want to be like peaceful with everyone, man. Like I don't want to be angry at you for something that you did that time. And then so I wrote those letters and I sent them to people, and some of them, it was like, oh, wow, thank you so much for reaching out. Yeah, we were so young and stupid. Another one, I actually even sent her my number, and we started talking again. Another person, I met her, and this time she read the letter in front of me. That was the most awkward thing in my life. She read it to herself. She wasn't really like saying it. And she told me like everything I had written down is what was actually happening. So I was telling it from my side and telling her how I felt and how like she made me feel with what she was doing. And of course I told her like I'm someone who struggles with confrontation. So in that moment when it was happening, I didn't know how to deal with the situation. So I explained to her all of that, and she read the whole thing, and she was like, wow, I actually knew that this is what was going to happen the moment you texted me, because this is exactly what's been going through my mind as well. Like I should have tried to do things differently and stuff like that. So that was my step of trying to like break those chains of me having failed friendships and stuff like that For others, the feedback wasn't great because they didn't understand why I don't want to be. That's a story for another day. But the fact that I took that step, it's now like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I have said my part, and
It was never
I'm
meant to
now
be.
like moving forward, and I'm just trying to be more outgoing and to enjoy life, because no one has like unlimited time on earth.
Yeah.
So would you rather spend your uncertain time on earth unhappy, alone, with pride?
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was me just trying to like be better and stuff like that. I wouldn't be in this space right now because I was just gonna be like, do I really want to go?
I know those.
Do I really want to go? Like, do I?
Why did I say yes?
Yeah, like why did I even say like I'm going? I shouldn't have said it in the group. I should have just like, oh, why did I even ask? But you know what I'm saying? And it's because I'm intentional about the stuff that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Because the old me would have just been like, hey, she didn't say anything. I'm not gonna bitch. I'm not gonna say anything either.
No one's saying anything, so
why should I?
Let's keep it moving.
And it's not because I don't care, but it's just because I'm like overthinking everything, and I'm just like, what now? You know?
Yeah. Maybe she just doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe it's
another thing that I have learned to do is to not okay, what I started doing like after all those bad experiences that I had with my friends is like I would meet someone, would have such a great conversation, and then they do one small thing, just one thing that I don't like, just because she says something that I don't agree with, and I'm starting to think, do I really want to be friends with this person? I had to stop doing that because I had to understand that we all have our moments.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. So if she says something that I don't agree with, doesn't mean that now the whole friendship must suffer.
True.
We can move past that because the friendship is more than just
one thing.
And
one mistake.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot. That you come out of either a friendship or relationship where it's traumatic in a way, and you realize when you're sitting back and looking at it, and you're like, why did I accept such behavior? And when the next person that comes into your life, whether it's a friend, you're like, the minute they do one of the things on this list, they out.
Yes.
Without even giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
Or just giving them a chance. Because it's, they did that one thing, but they are a great person, and you're missing out on a great friendship. And then when you're on the sidelines now looking, you're like, come back.
I miss you. I also, one thing, I'm still working on that though.
Yeah.
One thing that I struggle with is being vulnerable with my female friends. Because I just have this like thing of, I don't know what it is. It's like,
I think
like affection, like being affectionate with my female friends and doing all these like cute things for people. It's something that I've always struggled with. So I'm also trying to learn to like step out of my comfort zone in that sense. Like it's okay for me to tell my friend like, hey girl, I miss you, without feeling like, I'm about to like die with embarrassment. Like it's okay.
Because I think another thing, so it's what, I don't know if you've watched Young, Famous and African. Young, I don't know.
Oh, I think I wanted to watch that. I didn't watch it yet.
So there's something that Ukanyimao says, right? So she says, so there was a moment there when this other lady called Annie was just telling them about how her life has been and all of that. Then Ukanyimao says something which made me think. She's saying that you told me your weaknesses, and that is my weapon. And it's a
Oh.
I don't know whether I'm quoting it right, but it was along those lines. And it just made me think of part of the reasons why, like I was looking at my life, I'm like, part of the reasons why I'm so scared to be vulnerable and open up fully is because I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets and you use it as a weapon against me.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'd rather just
That is
die with it.
Yes.
Because
you have literally just like hit the nail on the head. It's like that. Because even when it comes to things like insecurities, my sister always tells me this. Like, she would always tell me, never let people know what your insecurities are. I know people use them as motivation.
Yeah.
Like to motivate you to what.
Don't do these because
love your what, because what. I get that. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm insecure about, because sometimes people can be mean intentionally. Mean. I think the key word is intentionally. It has, like, you are intentionally wanting to hurt my feelings.
And the worst
because
one
I
is
told you I'm insecure about this. Now you point it out in every picture.
Exactly what I was about to say. I'm saying it. And then now it's no, remember, you're insecure about this. What? Honestly, I think it's becoming triggery. Let us close this video on this very good. Let's end it on a good note. A good note is we are putting ourselves out there. We are learning to heal. I took down notes because the letters. I need to write some letters.
Ooh, do it.
I need to write down some letters.
Do it.
To let it all out. I've been writing down in my journal. Now I need to write letters to the people. Because that's one thing that I think helped me a lot since growing up. Writing, having a book. I used to take anything and everything. If it's a book, I will write down. And yeah, I have many books that I don't know where they are, but yeah, they're somewhere in the world. If anyone the things that you will read.
Imagine someone publishes you.
No, but the one thing I love about how I write is because I'm not.
It's vague.
Yes.
It's like you're telling a story.
Yes. Without being specific, because it would be if, let's say, I'm talking about let's say okay, a line is coming into my head. It's I show you my everything and you take the one that pins me down and you stab me in the back with it every chance you get. So it would be
something like poetic.
Yeah. But through style.
Hey, I've been there as well. Hey, I like to write. I actually started writing. I started typing this thing and I titled it Notes to Self. So I get what you're saying, because I would start out with mentioning something like, today's a beautiful day. I feel sad, but I'm okay. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah,
it's like I'm letting it go, and then at the end, I'm gonna say today's a good day after I say everything. So it's like a story.
I'm gonna write a book, guys.
You should.
I
40 minutes. I hope it was 40 minutes of sense.
It is. Tail. I'm gonna write a book. I already have my title. That's coming in the next 3 years. It's coming.
I can't wait to read it.
My life has been a movie. That's all I can say. Please keep tuned in to this channel to find out more about my movie-like life. And
film.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and please go to Mwaba's channel and do the things that need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.